I'm Mike, and this is Monday Meditations. Good morning and welcome to Monday Meditations, where we start the week off with scriptures and thought-provoking questions that not only challenge our minds, but deepen and strengthen our relationship with God. Today we'll be coming from Exodus 3:11. But Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites to Egypt?" Many times we can become intimidated with the version of ourselves that God sees. We look at our situation and we look at our circumstances and we allow these things to dictate what we're capable of becoming or doing. So we then tend to magnify our inadequacies, which can cause us to become intimidated by what it is that we have the ability to become. And a lot of our intimidation comes from comparison. We compare ourselves to someone who's in a similar place or in a similar status and reject the possibility that we are capable of standing in that place. Moses was comparing himself to Pharaoh, saying, "Who am I that I should go?" He allowed the comparison of who he was and who Pharaoh was to create intimidation on who God had called him to be. So the thing that I'm saying is this: we become intimidated by the status or the platform that God has called us to because we're comparing ourselves to somebody who's in a similar place. And because my lineage hasn't been there, because my family hasn't been there, and because I have never stepped foot in that place, I start to reject the abilities that I possess and that God has put inside of me and become intimidated by what it is that I can become. But I'm here to tell you this morning that you are possessing all the qualities that God needs you to possess to be the thing that God has called you to be. Don't allow comparison to intimidate you from walking into the place that God has orchestrated and ordained for you. God has made your lips. God has made your mind. God has made you. So who knows us better than the one who created and designed us? Today, we must take steps toward what it is that God has called us to be. Don't become intimidated because of your current condition or your current circumstances or because of where you came from or the things that you have done that you are not proud of. Today and this week, I challenge each and every one of us to declare over ourselves, I will walk in who God has called me to be. I won't be intimidated by who God says I am. I won't compare myself to those in a similar status. I will not allow fear or doubt to prevent me from walking into my destiny. I am created by God. I am created for God. I am created to be what God has created me to be. Be encouraged this week and don't become intimidated by the platform, the status, or the destiny that God has for you because you're comparing yourself to someone else. No, God has called you, God has ordained you, and God has created you to do the thing that you feel you are inadequate to do. Be blessed this week. Be blessed this morning. And allow the presence of God and the faith that God has in you to be produced and walked out in your life.